All right, good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks for stopping by for a quick check of your forecast here for the High Plains region. Hope you guys are doing well today. We are looking at some splash and dash shower and thunderstorm activity for this afternoon. That upper level low is currently spinning almost directly over Las Vegas, Nevada right now, and that is going to kick east, and we'll end up seeing that disturbance or shortwave come in the underbelly of that, and that's what's going to help bring in that chance of moisture for us later this afternoon and overnight tonight. And it does look like an uptick in activity looks more likely with that system. It's going to time out really well with our daytime heating, so there is a little bit some good news is someone, or at least a portion of us, are going to end our dry streak, and we're going to see some measurable precipitation today. It won't be a whole lot, but anything is better than nothing. Here's your temperatures right now. We're at 37 here in Amarillo. Hey, John and David, thanks for tuning in this morning. Down to 35 in Clovis and 31 in Dalhart. Becky, good morning to you as well. Winds are from the west right now. They're very light at 5 to 15 miles per hour. We do expect them to transition more so to the south this afternoon. And then once that trough comes through and that short wave, we'll see them kick back to the west overnight tonight. But your dog walk forecast looks like this. We'll have a lot of clouds continue to build into the region, and then we end up seeing some low 60s for those high temperatures. Hey, Wortham, thanks for tuning in. And we'll have our chance for some rain start to increase as we move into the afternoon hours. 20% at 2 o'clock, and then 30 to around a 40% later on by the time that you're on your way home after work and school. I think the best chances for us to see rain are going to reside from Clovis extending up to Clayton. That's where that squall line of some heavier showers will try and move through, and then they kind of just dissipate as they move a little bit further to the north and east. We may see them start to rebuild in the northwest, or rather the northeast panhandles. I think Amarillo and Highway 60 is going to be kind of the cutoff line where that linear line of showers are, but we may still have some isolated shower activity in the morning around lunchtime for Tulia, Silverton, and Clarendon, and we'll show you what that looks like on our computer model. We've got two models to show you, our in-house model, the Barron, and then we'll have the high-res model as well. You can see those clouds continue to build into the region. By 5 o'clock tonight, you can see that scattered cluster of showers and maybe even a brief thunderstorm or two. Hey, Tamisha, thanks for tuning in. We'll start to move through the western panhandles. Again, this is going to time out pretty well with our peak daytime heating. We may get just enough instability to get a thunderstorm embedded in that cluster of showers, and that would more than likely just enhance our rain rate rather than anything else. You may see some gusty winds, but they're not expected to be strong thunderstorms. They're going to be very weak in nature, and then those will track to the north and east. We'll see some additional shower activity around midnight tonight for Childress, Paducah, Shamrock, and Canadian, and then those get kicked out of here pretty quick by 2 a.m. Wednesday morning. Won't rule out some snow flurries for Guyman and Boise City tomorrow morning, but I think we predominantly stay dry. Not expecting any measurable precipitation on your Wednesday. We are going to see that cold front come through, though, and that's going to kick our winds to the northwest, and they'll be very strong at 20 to 30, gusting higher than that. Even though we climb to the low 50s, it's not going to feel like that Wednesday afternoon. You're going to want that jacket close by. It will likely get a lot of use. We're going to have a pretty nasty bite to the air and the wind outside Wednesday. Even though we're at 52, it'll probably feel more like 42 or even 35 to 40 in the afternoon with those strong northwest winds. So take your coat with you tomorrow before you head to school or work. Here's your high resolution model. It kind of showing the same thing. We've got scattered shower activity starting to build in East New Mexico, then those march through the panhandles, and then by about 2 o'clock we'll end up seeing those come to an end, and then we have that front coming through. So in regards to total precipitation, it should still be very light. I think most of us stay under 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. This system going to be kicking through here at about 50 miles per hour, so it's not going to last for very long if you do see the rain and when you see it. So that's why we're going to have some low totals, but enough to at least be measurable, I think, and that's going to help us end our dry spell. If you do see a thunderstorm today and you hear that occasional clap of thunder, you're going to get that more enhanced rain rate. You could see as much as a 1/4 inch, and don't take it for gospel truth. I know it says Vega, a 1/4 inch of rain right there. We do think that the northwest is probably best favored for the thunderstorm chance. So places like Vega, Boys Ranch, Dumas, Dalhart probably stand the best chance at having some of those higher totals for precipitation. Guyman, Oklahoma as well, potentially, just depending on how long those showers continue to persist across the area. Our next weather maker this weekend. There are still some uncertainties in this one, but it does look like the chance for it to take a favorable track for us to see some additional moisture is possible over Saturday. Now, this is There's a lot of variables that are going to come into play for this. This could be a closed upper level low. That's when it has its own closed circulation. That bodes well to wrap in moisture on the north side of those systems, and that's how we sometimes see some snowfall here in the high plains. If it becomes an open wave, weakens, and starts to be absorbed back into the jet stream very quickly, we don't get a lot of that southeast flow aloft just because that system's not closed. You get the jet stream to just kind of dig and then head back over to the north and to the east. Again, let me draw on this and I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. But this system, it's really just going to come down to the circulation. If we get that circulation to close off like that, that bodes well for moisture for us. But if this system opens up and we end up kind of just seeing the jet stream do a little bit one of these maneuvers, I'll blow that up a little bit so you can see it. But you see the jet stream doing something like that, that keeps a lot of the moisture away from us. And it usually is a very progressive track for those systems and doesn't bode well for moisture. And that is a possibility right now. It's not guaranteed, but it is one of the concerns that we do have. And also the track going to be the bigger telltale sign as to whether or not we see moisture. Track 1, a more northerly track, would not be good for us in regards to moisture. But if we take track 2 and go further south, that would help bring in a better chance for some precipitation on the day during Saturday. So it looks like most models showing it early in the morning, starting up just before sunrise, lasting through much of the day, then kind of coming to an end once we go into the evening on Saturday. So there's a couple of different things that would happen if these tracks played out. Track 1 would be dry, breezy. We'd see cloud cover, but we'd only have little to no precipitation, and we would have just a short burst of cold temperatures with highs in the 30s on Saturday, and then we're back up into the 40s on Sunday. If track 2 verifies and we do see a more southerly track and we end up seeing a closed low, that would bring in some snow chances to the area. Temperature wise, we're going to be right around freezing, maybe just below freezing, so it would be a wet snow if it were to fall. We may actually see some liquid rain at first, trying to switch over to snow. And if we do get some snowpack, that's going to help prolong those cold temperatures. It's going to reduce how much we can actually warm up, in particular on Sunday. So that is something that we're going to have a little bit more details on once this system comes on shore on Thursday. That won't be sampled by our balloon network until Thursday morning. So by the time Joe's in here on Thursday night, we should have a much better idea of really what exactly to expect. But just for conversation's sake, if it is a closed low and we do see some winter weather, I think the best area that's best favored right now is the northern side of the region. So Dumas, Dalhart, Stratford, Guyman, that best kind of favored spot to see that 1 to maybe 3 inches of snow. It doesn't look like it'll be a big amount of moisture for us, but it is going to be measurable. And it may be just enough to be a minor inconvenience to you if that did play out. So here's your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Even if we miss moisture this weekend, we are in that semi-persistent troughing in the west, and so that opens the door for several systems or disturbances to come through. So even if you miss out on the rain today, the snow this weekend, there's another system on Monday we've got to watch out for, and there's another system the following weekend that could bode active weather for us if it also takes a favorable track. But again, that's going to be key as to where exactly it goes. But we do know temperatures are going to be below normal in the extended period. And it does look like the chance for moisture is at least going to be above average from now through the 1st of February. So here's your 7-day tracker for today and through the next 7. 30% chance at some scattered showers throughout the evening hours today. We dry out tomorrow. We'll be windy on Wednesday. We may have some fire concerns just due to the higher winds. Thursday, benign day, not much going on. Should be a decent day to get outside, just a little bit colder than we'll be today. And then we'll steadily warm up into the mid-50s on Friday. And then that next front comes through. It's going to at least keep us cold Saturday. We've got you at a 40% chance for some light snow right now. Again, you're more favored to stay dry, 60% chance to stay dry, 40% chance that you do see light snow. And then Sunday, hanging on to a 10%, and then a 20% for your Monday. But those, again, a little bit more uncertainty in regards to the moisture. Temperature-wise, though, we will be below average, especially for the high temperatures. Looks like we'll see a lot of 30s and 40s, lots of 40s for our highs moving into next week. Hey, Rhonda, Tina, and Lori, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. If you miss out on the moisture today, don't be discouraged. We are in that quote-unquote active weather pattern where we'll at least have some systems come close by. So the chance itself won't be entirely zero. I honestly am really kind of hopeful for this weekend. It looks like, and a lot of the times these systems do dig further south. And so I would I would say I'm slightly leaning towards track 2 more so than track 1, not by much, but just a little bit, and it's really not going to come into clear view until we move into our Thursday. Janella, thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys at 11:30 for our weather update then. If anything changes, especially really for today for our rain chances, I'll let you know then. But we'll probably have the same story or same headlines for your weekend weather maker at midday. But if your rain chances change, we'll talk about it at 11:30.